I just shot this whole fucking thing to realize I screwed up on one line. Anyways, though, I'm back from work a little early today, cause medical problems. I had to go and see a doctor. Nothing I want to get into. But anyways, there's some things I want to talk about. Some actually exciting and hopefully relatively important things. In particular, I think this is really important for people who might be losing faith in the rule of law in this country and worrying that judges are gonna stop listening to the letter of the law and start just following their own interpretations. Which, just to be clear, has not been happening. Justices have been following the rule of law. Just because it doesn't line up with the administrative branches, the executive branches, once doesn't mean they're not following the law. The executive branch is meant to enforce the law, not decide it. That's the judicial branch's job. Congress makes the laws, the judicial branch determines whenever there is an argument regarding how to interpret them, and the executive branch's job is to enforce it. That all put aside, let's talk about Trump. And I know that's such a loaded statement, but I think it's worth noting that he's talking about potentially actually raising taxes on the rich. He's talking about reducing China's tariffs, and I think he's doing this because he wants to feel the waters, because while some of the more extreme members of the Republican Party are totally fine with the extremity of these policies, I think it's worth noting that he's noticing that people aren't happy, and he wants to be the popular guy. So we really just have to keep reminding him that if he wants to be popular, he has to do his job and govern. Anyways, moving on from that, I do think there's some things that influence this. I think the Leo the 14th, I think him being the American Cardinal, being chosen, was a fantastic move by the church. I understand that to some degree they're following their belief in God, but also there are practical aspects that have to come into that consideration, and I think that they made a wonderful choice of someone to follow in Francis's footsteps rather than backtrack through them. And so I think that's great. But I just think it's important to also focus on the good things that are going on. There's so many bad things, especially on the news. And sometimes we just need to remember there are still people out there who believe in the idea of a law and us being a country of laws. And, yeah,